Welcome to Chatting the Pictures. My name is Cara Finnegan, and I'm a writer, teacher, and historian of photography.
And I'm Michael Shaw. I'm a writer, a psychologist, and also publisher of Reading the Pictures.
Long waits, some up to 10 hours, were the rule in Georgia as voters flocked to the polls for early voting.
This photograph was made by Steve Schaefer. It was published in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. It shows long lines outside the Cobb County Board of Elections and Registration offices for the first day of early voting in the 2020 presidential election. Georgia allows 2.5 weeks of in-person early voting where you can vote at any polling place in your county. More than 128,000 Georgians went to the polls on the first day, beating the old record of 91,000 in 2016.
I look at this photograph and I think this is what's to come. And we know it's already happening. I mean, long lines, which can lead to a number of things, including potential disenfranchisement. Often this has happened in communities that are largely made up of people of color. And so my first emotional response to this photo was a kind of bizarre combination of feeling sad, feeling enraged, and also feeling inspired that people know it's going to take a long time and they're willing literally to bring chairs because they know it's going to take a long time and it should not do that.
I think it is a wonderful portrait of patience and resolve. You know, like Michelle Obama said during the Democratic convention, bring your chairs, bring food, bring umbrellas, be prepared to wait all day. I think that the key to the image for me is actually the couple in the foreground. Their embrace, to me, equates civil duty to the bonds of love. I mean, people could not be more passionate about this election. Some people actually began queuing up at 4 a.m. So I think that this is reflective of the powerful emotion that people across the country are feeling about this campaign and what's at stake.
And also what people are willing to do and go through and put themselves through, right? So not only the long wait, which we've seen in previous elections, but for the most part, as your eyes wander around this photograph, you see social distancing happening, right? And most people in this photograph are wearing masks. There's only one person I can see in the foreground of the image who does not have a mask on. So that part suggests a kind of order and a willingness to conform to what's required. That is certainly lacking in other contexts we've seen and in President Trump's campaign events, for sure.
There was enormous delays in Georgia and in other states where people in the different counties were waiting a minimum of 45 minutes all the way up to 8 and actually 10 hours before they were able to vote. And some of that is just inexcusable, especially having had a dry run with some primaries. There also was an inordinate number of people who requested absentee ballots and then decided to vote in person instead because they just don't trust that their vote will be counted. These are people, when they arrived at the polls, that generated more paperwork to change the designation of how they voted.
You can see that kind of anxiety playing out here in the numbers and also just in the context of the people just appear to disappear into the far reaches of the back of this photograph, right? There's a kind of infinite depth of field there where it just seems to go on and you're not able to rest your eyes upon the place where the people in line in the front of the photograph are actually going to be trying to go.